Hello and welcome back to a best of 3. We are of course watching the loser bracket semifinals. Quantic, iCCup. One of these two teams is going to be home. Well, they're probably not going to be home. They're going to be a spectator for the rest of the event. Let's just put it that way. We are of course in game number 2. We just saw game number 1 go on the way of iCCup with some very solid performance towards the end. Very high discipline play. And Quantic just not making their lineup work. We are going to see if they can force out a game number 3. Of course, with me are two people to make this coverage happening. We have got, of course, Statsman K-poptosis inside the game. He'll provide you with extra in-game knowledge. And we have got Basskip, who is my co-caster for today. Basskip, welcome back. And yeah, we are back inside the draft, and already iCCup uses a bit of their bonus time.
Yeah, so iCCup, I mean, careful consideration that up the games, that maybe got the psychological advantage. You know, as we saw, the panel thought it was going to be 2-0 Quantic. The betting sites all think that it was going to be a win for Quantic. So, you know, iCCup, I think if they just, you know, are very deliberate here, then they can take that advantage that they've just accrued from last game and get something going. And one thing that I want to say, and one thing I want to commend iCCup on, they looked like they were just playing their heroes last game. You know, they seemed, you know, comfortable. We had some great shackles from Mag. We had some great play from Resolution. Great play from Jackal, and you know, playing some more dynamic heroes than we saw. You know, compared to the Treant Lich stuff that they had going on yesterday. It just didn't. You know, it was a very, to me, defensive lineup, and not a whole lot of things that they could do with it. But you know, having those more exciting things like the Enigma and, you know, the big plays from Jackal on his Weaver were always fun to watch. So hopefully we'll see some more of that this game.
Yeah, we have a bet rider picked up first, so iCCup secures themselves that one. We do have an OD and a tree banned out, so first pick goes to iCCup. They ban out those two, leaving the Wisp in, but Quantic takes the time to ban that one out. They don't want to be up against it. This kind of means that Quantic, by the way, they did have first pick previous game, and they ended up losing with the first pick there, so not ideal. Also means that they valued the Wisp over the Treant. Also interesting to note. We've got a Darkseer getting banned out, and there comes Jackal's Weaver once more. Let's see if they can do it again. Nature's Prophet, though, a hero that we saw banned out in a lot of previous games, gets picked up by Quantic together with an Alchemist.
Yeah, and I mean, the Alchemist, I like him early in the draft. And I think I've said this before, but I feel like the Alchemist is just super flexible. I mean, picking him up right now doesn't give anything away about Quantic's strategy. If iCCup build an aggressive tri-lane to come and try and deal with him, then he'll just go for the, you know, for the sort of the 3-position build. He'll get Treads, he'll get a Shadowblade, he'll go Nuke and Acid Spray, and he'll be, you know, he'll be good to go, and the solo lane should be okay. If they give him the space, he can go for the, you know, the 6-slot farming build. I feel like because it's probably going to be played by Black, then they're probably hoping for it to be the 6-slot farming carry build. But we'll see if iCCup let them get away with it.
Yeah, we saw yesterday, previous match, even with the Weaver, that's normally a hero that does need a bit of startup time, they went 5-betting real fast, and if that was because of the Wisp or not, it worked out. So as you said, is iCCup gonna give Quantic the time to have that Alchemist farm up, to have Black do Black things? I'm not sure. We are seeing a Disruptor, or sorry, the guy that disrupts, the Shadow Demon, getting banned out. So of course that's the one that is strong up against the Bet Rider. We have got neither of the teams so far having a support, and that's quite interesting. In theory, both of these teams have the same kind of roles. You have a carry, you have an offlane, potentially, of course, jungle / solo, etc. We've seen it all before, but if you go by standard roles, then that's probably going to be something there. We have got more bans of Chorus for Quantic, though. They ban out the Lifestealer, so expecting Bet Rider perhaps to be middle, played by Resolution. But iCCup, they ban out 2 setup heroes, both the Shadow Demon as well as the Bane, and we do have the Rubik still in the pool as another setup hero that is still there. Keeper of Light's going to be going the way of Quantic again, though.
Quantic are terrified of a tri-lane right now, because iCCup, they've got 2 of the strongest solos in the game between Batrider and Weaver, neither of which will bat an eyelid at 1v1 laning against the Nature's Prophet. And they've started to ban out sort of not only setup supports, as you said, but they're also defensive supports. I mean, a defensive Nightmare is nowhere near as good as a defensive Disruption, but it's still an option. And Alchemist, not really a hero who can sit by himself in a lane. So I think, yeah, Quantic, they've sort of realized that, oh no, we gave away 2 really strong solos, and we want our Alchemist to farm. To try and stop them going for a tri-lane, to try and stop them putting pressure on the Alchemist, and to try and stop them making full use of their 2 strong solos, they're going to ban out good tri-lane heroes, and they're going to pick up the Keeper of the Light as sort of that ultimate deterrent to tri-laning, because it is definitely quite difficult to tri-lane into the Coddle. But, I mean, iCCup, I feel like there's still enough tools in the pool to be able to go for that aggressive tri-lane, and with Bat and Weaver as your solos, if you can win your tri-lane, then you should be winning all 3 lanes.
Yeah, and that's a hero that we haven't seen in a while. The Shrek gets picked up before there's any kind of setup stun available, apart from perhaps the Lasso, of course. But, yeah, interesting pickup here. Why do you think they pick up a Leshrac rather than a Lina, for example, who has got a bit more burst early on? Are they actually going to try to push and 5-bet early on again in this match?
They need a little bit of push, because the big thing with the Alchemist is not only can you have to kill him off a couple of times in the early game, you have to take control of his jungle. It's very similar to an anti-mage, where and Alchemist is even better at this. But once he gets that, once he gets a farming item, or once he gets some points up in Greevil's Creed, then he can sit back, he can farm for 15-20 minutes, and it'll be like those early kills never happen. But if you can take control of his jungle and you can keep the pressure on him with aggressive warding and keeping the push going, then that's great. Another big thing with this pickup for iCCup is they're saying, Quantic, are you afraid enough of our tri-lane to take Rubik right now instead of taking a strong solo mid? Because if Quantic could still end up in a really weird situation where they don't have a good enough solo mid to deal with the Batrider, and then iCCup will have a well-farmed Batrider making his way around the game. So Quantic, I think the decision right now, okay, they're going to end up taking the Nyx Assassin. So I don't love it, honestly. I feel like iCCup, they're now up against a double melee tri-lane, and that will be quite easy for them to go in and pick up some kills on.
Yeah, Naga Siren and Nyx Assassin are the last 2 pickup. I like the Naga Siren. iCCup, they mostly still play it as a carry, I believe, right? Or they play it as support?
I would expect it to be the primary farmer in the aggressive tri-lane.
Okay, so then Weaver's still on the offlane. Or
Weaver's soloing. Weaver's solo offlane. Batrider is probably mid, and then Leshrac, Naga Siren +1 is the tri-lane.
Yeah, they do have multiple options, of course, for the Naga Siren should things get fishy, depending on what Quantic picks up last. But I think actually iCCup has got. Do they have the first pickup after this round? I think so, right?
No, it's ban pick for Quantic.
Okay, so then at least iCCup will be able to counter the mid that Quantic picks up by the hero that they pick up.
Yeah.
Nyx Assassin, of course, also able to fulfill multiple roles should Quantic want to run that mid. It is possible. But, I mean, we still have Puck and Queen of Pain and OD not anymore, but those 2 still in the pool. It's going to be a Lich that gets banned out by Quantic, so that's going to be them, of course, expecting Naga 7 to be a carry. Puck still gets banned out. Like I said, Queen of Pain still in the pool. But let's see if Quantic wants to secure that one. If Resolution gets his Queen of Pain, he's scary with that hero. He really is. And fun to watch.
I don't know if they have. Yeah, I don't know if they have space for another. I mean, unless the Naga Siren goes for as a support, like a full support Naga Siren.
Yeah, they could put Batrider in the jungle and just
run play
the
a very
Weaver on
greedy
the offlane.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's no reason to do so because they've already got 2 great solos and a very good aggressive tri-lane so far to put pressure on the Alchemist. That's Quantic's game plan right now. I mean, Alchemist is the game plan, and I don't necessarily agree with that Lich ban. I think it's a little bit optimistic because I don't feel like iCCup are going to be running a defensive tri-lane. And I mean, if they were running a defensive tri-lane with the Lich and Nature's Prophet feels like he's being denied too heavily, then he can just go to the jungle. So the Lich's impact wouldn't really be felt. The Frost Armor is nice against Alchemist. Sort of prevents the Alchemist beats everybody to death strategy, but I mean, iCCup, I'd still like to see them go for this tri-lane. I mean, Clockwork and Nature's Prophet, I feel like both significantly weaker than Batrider and Weaver as solos, no matter what the matchups are going to be, what lanes and what pairings.
Is this a Clockwork mid? Because
I think it is a
Clockwork
mid.
Theory.
Support Clockwork, it's
No, the Clockwork would be offlane. They just profit in the jungle.
Yeah, that could. Yeah, that's an option.
And there comes the disruption.
iCCup.
iCCup actually have played a lot of Disruptor Naga Siren combinations. You can of course set up for a nice kinetic field with the Song of the Siren. I'm actually liking the lineup of iCCup a bit more here in this matchup, and I'm kind of curious, Quantic, you already said like they are banking on an Alchemist, and of course there's also going to be a Nature's Prophet that will definitely be turning into a semi-carry later on, and that split pushing is not going to be a pretty thing for iCCup, but I find it a bit lackluster, a bit bland, bleak. I find it bleak.
Doesn't feel like a Go Black draft.
Yes, that's the one thing. Like it feels like a draft around black.
Yeah, it feels like they've said, okay, we don't have our full roster. Let's play it safe. But that's not. I mean, that's not how Quantic. That's not how I think of them as a team. I'm always looking forward to that. That hero that's just outside of the sort of tier 3 status, or maybe just outside of tier 2 status in terms of pick ban, and Quantic make them shine. They show us the diamond in the rough. But yeah, this time it's just going to be a little bit more standard. And iCCup already making some very aggressive moves to start things off.
Yeah, and we will have Mag playing the Naga Siren this game. Always Want to Fly is going to be playing that Leshrac. It will be Resolution on the mid lane playing the Bat Rider, goes for that fast bottle. We just Zig playing his Disruptor. And that leaves Jackal on the Weaver, and he is there. He's leading the way towards the bottom lane, where he is going to be probably safe laning bottom, and then an aggressive trial lane with the Naga Siren, Disruptor, and Leshrac. I like it a lot.
Yeah. And meanwhile, over on the side of Quantic, we've got Silent playing the Nature's Prophet. We're going to have Funzy making his way towards mid. On that Clockwork, he's expecting the Bat Rider. He's already got himself a Magic Stick. Up on top, we've got Go Black playing the Keeper of the Light. Black is going to be on the Alchemist, and that leaves fucking Mad to play the Nyx Assassin.
Yeah, how do you think this aggressive trialing is going to go? Because you've got yourself an Impale followed up by an Illuminate and maybe a stun from Black as well. So counter initiation potential definitely there. But on the other side, you've got a Net followed up by Split Earth, followed up by a buffed Thunderstrike. Of course, it ticks once extra right now, so that's actually quite nice. Aggressive trialing versus aggressive trialing. Who is going to be taking it?
I mean, I feel like Quantic, they've got reasonable counter initiation, but they've got the double melee set up, and they're up against duo ranged, so that's already a little bit difficult. And they don't really have any real ways to interrupt a combo. I mean, as you can see, Black already eating some harassment. But if that's a net into a stun, into a field, into the the right click, and Alchemist's base armor is just awful. So the minus armor on the Riptide is going to be doing quite a bit of work.
In the meantime, the mid lane Resolution is having some trouble with the Bat Rider. With Clockwork rather. Like, those cogs really burn away all his mana. He is 5 for 2, Funzy. One last hit only though. So both not really having a very fun time so far. Funzy, with the stick, he will be able to stay alive up against Resolution though. Or at least he should not die, unless he makes a big mistake there.
Yeah, and this is just the nature of the matchup. Again, I feel like Quantic kind of ended up in a really weird position as far as their draft is concerned, because I mean, I almost saw the light bulb moment for Go Black when he was like, shoot, they have 2 really strong solos. How do I respond to this? How do I stop them going for the aggressive tri lane? He tried, but iCCup still find a great hero to head up the tri lane. They've got the Naga Siren, who has been becoming a little bit more popular of late, and so far they're winning all 3 lanes handily. So Quantic, yeah, just looking a little bit off kilter right now.
Yeah, they can't get their, or at least Black can't get his most of his farm. Actually, they're gonna go nice 2-man Impale. Split Earth is still gonna be there though. Illuminate flies through. Riptide as well. Always want to fly. Is gonna take a lot of harassment. There's gonna be a net up on fucking Mad, keeping him safe, and he might actually be the first one to go down as Mag is chasing him down. That's a first block from Mag. Takes a lot of harassment from that Illuminate still, as the Keeper of Light is gonna get chased down by the supports. Sun gonna get hit on We Just Zig, and all of a sudden Quantic is gonna be on the run. Split Earth hits upon Black. Here comes Mag again. That's gonna be another kill going the way of iCCup. Can they get a third? We have got Silent coming in here as well. We Just Zig is the one to go down on iCCup. It is at least something that Quantic takes back, and Mag tries to run, tries to flee. Nice Split Earth once again. Mag is home safe, and it is a 2-for-1 in favor of iCCup. They waste some of Silent's time. I say waste, but he still gets himself a kill. But it does. Wait a second. Mid lane has some trouble. Flare goes off. Resolution. Does he still want to chase this? He's taking a lot of tower damage, though. Probably has to back off. But Jackal gets some free farm while Silent is away. That's also something that is a bit of a win for iCCup.
Yeah, and Silent, I mean, he TP'd up towards the top lane. He doesn't have enough mana to buy a TP scroll and go bot. So even if he, even if he bought a TP scroll, he'd have to go back to base and then walk all the way back. So he's just gonna duck into the jungle for a second. But the Nature's Prophet doesn't win this lane if he stays here non-stop. So things only get more difficult when he gives the Weaver a little bit of advantage. And as you can see, I mean, Silent walks in, Jackal says no, you don't, and just harasses him back. And yeah, the Prophet just needs to focus as much as he can on getting at level 6. And making full use of it with some TPs towards the top lane, and maybe ganking mid a little bit if he can, because right now it's not a great situation for him on the bottom lane.
Yeah, in the meantime, in the mid, 13 for 3 up on Resolution. Funzy sitting on 10 for 1, so they are still a bit even, though not really, neither not really doing amazingly well. Though Batrider is sitting at the top 2 of the last hits. With Jackal still, of course, doing the best on the map. No surprise there. 17 for 5. While Black, basically a little bit of his counterpart, I think, like in terms of carry potential. He's only got 8 last hits. He died once. He is having a tough time here. And I think iCCup, their trial lane, so far, is working out just fine. They might have lost their Disruptor, but I don't think they're too sad about that after getting the first blood on the Naga Siren and getting another kill on the carry of their opponent team after that to boot.
Yeah, and Naga Siren is crazy in Tri-Lane versus Tri-Lane now, especially with the new Riptide. I mean, we saw her get multiple Riptides off in a single fight with only a 10-second cooldown and, a 90 mana cost. It's definitely very spammable, and base move speed for Naga Siren is great as well. So the next assassin with no boots, no real chance for him to be able to escape. And already a 3-second, well, not a 3-second stun, but the 3-second ensnare at level 2. Naga Siren's really a powerhouse in this lane, and yeah, Quantic need to be very careful.
Yeah, it is in the meantime Goblak that's trying to stack and pull a bit in the jungle. And as a Keeper of Light, you can actually do this. You can jungle, as it were. He's taking a lot of harassment, though. It also means that he won't be on this bottom lane, or top lane rather. So if iCCup decides to go, they don't have to worry about Illuminates. And I actually feel that the Illuminates coming out on iCCup were the one factor that made sure that Quantic still got something done there. Because, I mean, iCCup basically fought in those Illuminates. Oh, wait a second, that's Silent. Silent is alive, never mind that. Close though, Jackal is just very close. Yeah.
This is the nature of the matchup against the Weaver. Wow, can they get vision? Oh wow. If they gotten vision, Silent does actually have his ultimate. So that could have been huge plays if they'd landed the rocket and then the Prophet ultimate had bounced through and killed him, but not. Probably a little bit too far outside of the realm of possibility. The one nice thing about that man fight that went on is Jackal is a little bit slower to get back to the lane, so now Silent is actually the one with a little bit of space to pick up some farm while the Weaver isn't there.
Yeah, in the meantime, Keeper of Light came back towards the top lane, and it looked actually for a second there that Quantic was gonna do something, but a newly placed...
Fundy's getting dragged on mid.
Ooh, can he take him down? 5 stacks of sticky napalm. He's standing in the fire. Hookshot will still set up Resolution, but it will be Funzy that goes down. You can't stand in the flames if you have got that. Oh, Sprout, Silent. Can get something done there. Can get a kill. Nicely picked up. It is still Resolution that gets that experience though, as a Mag is gonna get stunned up. Sixers is gonna be there. Godlack. Sorry, fucking Matt, some troubles. Mag is gonna have more troubles first as he goes down as the first one. In comes Silent, looking for a pick-off. Actually got himself one, of course, on Mag, but does go down for it. He ended up getting a double kill out of that. Batrider dead, Naga Siren dead. 2 high-profile heroes dead on the side of iCCup, but they do lose more heroes in return for it. And the question is that actually winning them anything? You think?
I don't know. At least, like, when you're trading in terms of kills, you feel like something is going right, because iCCup are just blatantly out-farming them right now. So, I mean, at least getting a couple of kills going on in, that way it's nice, but it's probably not going to be enough for, not enough for them to creep their way back into this game.
And they actually rotated their Jackal, their Weaver top, to have Mag farm on the bottom lane up against Silence Nature's Prophet. But Mag, I'm not sure if he can actually do that much up against that one Nature's Prophet. He's actually standing still waiting for the creep wave. He can't really go toe to toe. He's level 5, of course. Silence level 8. As we have got iCCup, they have got a level 7 Weaver up against this level 4. Nyx Assassin in some trouble, stuck in the kinetic field, will end up going down. Black lands a stun, hook shot, misses from Funzy. Jackal is gonna be okay again after getting away from that acid spray and TPs himself out. Here we go, Silent TPs himself in rather, gets a stun in his face the moment he does so, though Illuminate will still do a lot of damage to Always Wanna Fly. Ends up to being a one-on-one trade. Always Wanna Fly goes down for a Nyx Assassin who TPs towards the middle lane to get some extra farm. We have got another rotation of Resolution with an invisibility rune. He gotta try to go for Goblak. He does have a lasso. Flamebreak will be there first. And he is just gonna chase Goblak away. But he's gonna try to lure him into the rest of the team. But Goblak goes down before he actually reaches high ground. That's kind of sad. He's level 4 up against level 8 Batrider. 7 for 4. Both teams taking some nice trades. Who do you think it favors at the moment?
I feel like it's still favoring iCCup. I mean, Quantic get a reasonable punish, but that's everybody making their way up towards the top lane to try and deal with the dive from iCCup. And it could have even gone better for iCCup. I don't know if you caught it at the start of the fight, but Zik actually used his glimpse on the Nyx Assassin, you know, right away. And if it had that glimpse still up when the Nature's Prophet TPs in, then he just sends the Prophet straight back. They don't get the Sprout, and maybe the Leshrac doesn't go down. So I'm not... And the glimpse didn't actually bring the Nyx Assassin any closer. Oh, this is brutal on the bottom lane.
Yeah, the song is there. Kinetic Field, Split Earth is gonna miss, but I don't think it's gonna matter. Silent is gonna try to TP out, but... Yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that for sure. Always Wanna Fly gets a credit. And that's the first song used to shut down Silent, who has been in 4 out of the 4 kills, so of course that's a good target to shut down. And he also can't use his ultimate for another 15 seconds, so that's nice. He doesn't have a Hand of Midas. Might still go for it though.
Yeah, it could still definitely be the recovery Midas, as it were. The one thing that iCCup have to be a little bit worried about is that they have given some space to Black, though Jackal might just be big enough, you know, to just put the pressure on him by himself. And yeah, Quantic, it looks like they're going to retreat defensively. So I don't mind this from iCCup. They're going to take pretty much their strongest 1v1 laner against the Alchemist. They get him off to a good start, and they say, well, now it's your job to deal with Alch, make sure that he doesn't get too out of hand. And yeah, so far he's doing a pretty good job, and that frees up the supports to go and do, you know, whatever they want around the rest of the map and put some pressure on the Clockwork and the Nature's Prophet, who are both pretty gankable at this point.
Yeah, and Jackal, one of the higher ranked Weavers in the pool, and we are gonna see why maybe just a second from now. Jackal, he can't get away. He does have another Sakushi, but it's too late. He is actually gonna drop. Never mind, we're not gonna see why. Can he just, you know, we just saw that he averaged 1.9 deaths per game, and he is like second highest on the rankings, and all of a sudden he just walks in and dies. It's kind of a shame that he kind of fails to live up to, you know, the praise that I was about to give him.
I mean, he kind of fails to factor in the Nature's Wrath and the Rocket Flare there, and that's kind of what ends up killing him. So Quantic, you know, using something that's a little bit the K-pop curse. But yeah, something that's a little bit something difficult to factor in.
Hook shot, gets Resolution. There's a stun as well, but it's Funzy that takes a ton of damage. Resolution will be able to stay alive and flies himself behind the tier 1. And it is the Clockwork that ends up dying to Ouija, Zig, Goblak, as well as Black, not able to do anything anymore, and that's not good. You can't go for an initiation like that and then lose your solo mid-hero for the second time this game. Clockwork overall, he hasn't really done anything that much this game. His net worth is lower than that of the Leshrac, who is a support. And correct me, like Clockwork was mid, right? Yes, I'm not making this up.
Yeah, he was mid, but I mean, Quantic, they kind of. And I talked about this in the draft, right? We had iCCup pick up the Leshrac, and then there was this moment where Quantic were kind of sitting there, and they were like, "Do we take a mid now, or do we try and make our tri-lane a little bit stronger?" And Goblak made the decision to pick the Nyx Assassin to try and make his tri-lane that little bit stronger, and that meant that they really didn't have anybody left to try and 1v1 against the Stark. I don't know if he was hoping that iCCup wouldn't go for the aggressive tri-lane, but they did. And the two solo lanes, that's just the nature of the matchup. Weaver versus Nature's Prophet, Batrider versus Clockwork. I mean, even if you end up with a player skill discrepancy, you know, but at this kind of level, the Batrider should win that lane, and you know, pretty hard. He's now got a very early Blink Dagger, and it's just now looking for pickoffs.
Oh, and the Blink Dagger is indeed there. Lasso is hitting up on Black. He is so dead. He is so dead. Smoke wasn't even needed for that, I think. iCCup. They take a very high profile kill once again, and Quantic, they are in some trouble. They, like, their strategy, we said at the start, it's built around that one Alchemist. And even though Alchemist is getting some sort of farm, he is definitely needing a lot more time before he can get himself to that role where he can be the carry that Quantic aims him to be. But for now, iCCup, it doesn't look like they're gonna give him the time to get that farm up. We already have one tier 1 tower going down on the bottom lane. It was Mag that took the gold for that. He is building towards drums. Another sign of that iCCup probably doesn't want to make this a very long game. Just wants to fight right now, right here. And they might actually get what they want because Quantic is coming in, perhaps. They don't get the tier 1 top though.
I mean, the big thing with the Alchemist is normally in a draft, you don't end up in a situation where the enemy team has both a stronger tri-lane and stronger solos, but that's kind of what happened here. And I mean, looking at the net worth, every lane pretty much won for iCCup, so they're off to a huge lead, you know, both in terms of gold and in terms of experience, and they're just not going to give Quantic any space to move. Things will get a little bit better for Quantic as Silent farms up once he starts getting that split push going on, but the one thing that Nature's Prophet needs to be careful of in this game is the fact that there's, you know, that there's a disruptor. If he tries to rely on split pushing and then joining the fight while it's underway.
The sentry ward already scouts out fucking Matt. It just got placed. Fucking Matt might be some trouble. He gets glimpsed back, but the kinetic field's on the wrong place. Ooh. Nice anticipation from iCCup though. They do take the tower in the end. Now I got time Mag with another pickup there. For net? No.
Yeah, and I mean iCCup, just look at this aggression right now.
Yeah, they're diving here.
What?
They'll miss. Awkward. It does force Mag back though.
I mean, there's no reason for that Impale to miss, really. Quantic may be looking a little bit nervy, I'm not sure.
Yeah, Resolution looking for a hook, or for a pickup, a hook shot hits from Funzy. Time lapse away from that from the Weaver, and Funzy will end up going down. Mag takes a bit of a harassment for that, as Nyx Assassin will end up going down, and Godlike, I don't give much hope to him either. That's a triple kill in total. Double kill going the way of the Betrider, I believe. Yep. And it's going from bad to worse real fast here.
Yeah, I mean, the Alchemist isn't in fighting shape at all. The Nature's Prophet doesn't want to take full 5-on-5 fights. He wants to split push as much as he can, but again, he can't split push and rely on being able to attend the fights. He's going to get glimpsed back every single time if he tries to TP into the middle of it. So, yeah, iCCup just with a really smart lineup, and this is kind of what happens when you win all 3 lanes. You have a huge advantage, and they're just taking, yeah, they're just making full use of it right now. And Quantic, they just have to try and stall. They have to make sure that they only fight at the objectives. So don't fight unless it's over a building. Don't fight unless it's over Roshan, because what they need right now is just space to farm.
Yeah, and they do have, like, if they don't really die that often anymore, and they do lose their towers, which they probably will, because purely that's what iCCup needs, and the outer towers should be doable for them. They do have a very strong turtle lineup should iCCup want to push high ground. There's Acid Spray there, Illuminates, Flares, Cogs, Impales. It's like, and you have an H Prophet split pushing on the side as well, of course, and his ultimate helping out. So even if iCCup picks up all the outer towers, it will still be a very, like, a pun intended, uphill battle for them to get high ground. Oh, yeah, I said it. But
yeah, I mean, it'll be tough, but at the same time, they've got Naga Siren and Batrider initiation. Yeah. So when iCCup want the fight, they can force their way up onto the high ground if they have to. So yeah, Quantic, they made a nice little move with the Nyx Assassin there. The first vendetta didn't work out well, but fucking Mad still went looking for one, and he ended up finding Resolution, but the one problem was that they didn't have the Nature's Wrath off cooldown, so his burst damage wasn't enough to bring down the bat, and I feel like, you know, maybe if they just wait a little bit, get that coordination going on with the Rocket Flare and the Prophet ult bouncing around, then they've got a huge amount of burst damage if the Nyx Assassin wants to keep on and roaming and looking for pickoffs and, you know, making space in his own way.
Yeah, no towers now yet on iCCup, and we talk a bit about split push that Nature's Prophet does, but he can't get anything done. He might be able to get the bottom tower now that he has sent his Treants to try to lay that quick wave on the bottom lane, but they are going to be fighting top though. Lasso is already up on Black, hookshot comes in, hits up on the Leshrac, that's going to be a good target for them. Always want to fly, gets saved by the glimpse. Clockwork is going to go back, and there comes the song. It is a Leshrac that died. versus Black that died. Good trade going the way of iCCup, as they are actually going to be trying to get himself away right now. Maybe they're going to go for a bit of a turn and burn, but with Black buying back, they can't really afford to fight anymore. And Black will actually be rotating bottom, but everybody of iCCup so low that they are indeed backing off. They might even lose their tier 1 tower if Quantic is going to pursue this. A good trade though for iCCup for sure. Unless they lose their tier 1.
Yeah, for sure. And also getting the buyback out of the Alchemist. That's a really big deal.
I mean, they do lose their tower, but hey, it had to go down anyway. They do save their bottom tier 1 tower at the same time, which would probably have gone down if they didn't TP in there. We do have Resolution going down. Wow, double damage rune from Silent helping out there. Gets himself the bet right. Surprisingly so, to be fair, but he gets it. What was Bedrider doing there?
Well, I'm not actually sure. I didn't spot the kill. He might have been jungling a little bit, but yeah, I didn't have my camera pointed there, so it will remain a mystery, I guess, at least for us.
Yep. And Jackal looks to be forcing some rotations out in the bottom lane. Gets Silent. Silent still with the double damage rune though, and his Shadow Blade is about done. So he can purchase it if he wants to, which he probably wants to. And with that, his split pushing is going to be a lot more safe. And it is going to force iCCup to buy even more sentry wards. They of course are already buying them for the Nyx Assassin. By the way, this Nyx Assassin hasn't been able to do anything with his Vendetta so far. It's kind of sad.
Yeah. And they just bought a gem, iCCup. So that Shadow Blade going to be a little bit less effective perhaps. And I mean, Black, he's working his way towards the Shadow Blade as well. They've already got the Vendetta, so this isn't a surprising pickup in the slightest from iCCup. I do like the sneaky Roshan right now. Let's see if Quantic, if it's going to be fast enough here. There is still a tier 1 up, barely on mid.
Yeah, and Always Wanna Fly is gonna only TP into deny the tower, so that actually helps out Quantic a little bit, because that TP point for Roshan is now gone. The flare comes in. They should know this is happening by now because they don't see anybody on the map. It is also a typical Quantic thing to do. If you are behind, you're taking ages. You get yourself a little bit less behind. And do you think Black is also going for a Shadow Blade still? That would be so troublesome. I mean, there's already a gem. You can't really do that. iCCup though, they come all middle. 5 people. Mag looking for something. There's gonna be a last 2. Spike Carapace was still there though, and the hookshot comes in as well, but it is gonna be fucking mad. That goes down first. Nice Nature's Wrath. Might be able to get something more. Black already gets a kill on the Disruptor as Jackal tries to get more out of the initiation from the self. Gets the support. Gets the Keeper of the Light. Black is gonna be able to run away. He still has the Aegis. Even if he dies, he's not gonna be too sad about it. 2 for 3 so far. Black is gonna have some trouble if he stuns himself, because they could go back in on him. But it looks like they're backing off. TP out from Jackal, and everybody else runs away. They don't take the Aegis. They do get a buyback from Quantic. And they only trade their supports for 3 supports and the solo mid of Quantic. Even though I'm almost counting Clockwork as a support right now. I mean, he's got treads and bracers. And his net worth is just about the same as the Leshrac. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, he's having a really tough game. And that was just... Again, the start against the Batrider was tough. He missed, hookshot on top. He hookshotted into his own death on top as well. So, I mean, Funzy has just wanted to participate. Oh, Mag.
Yeah, Mag is having a song though, but if he continues to get stunned, he will end up going down, and that is the case. And the better he stalled, this song wouldn't make a difference there anyway. Again though, this is another Shadow Blade. So we've got 2 Shadow Blades and a Vendetta on the board on Quantic, and the gem is already up on iCCup. As Batrider actually gets a pick up. Nature's Prophet. He gets some, I guess he gets some revenge. Nature's Prophet was in the jungle. Blink and lasso. He gets Black. Still has the Aegis, but they might be able to take him down twice. He goes down once. Are they gonna stick around? Is the question. We do have Keeper of Light hanging around there. Yeah, they're still Kinetic Field. Edict going through. Nice split earth. He's charging up his stun already in the Shadow Blade. There is a gem, of course. Resolution. He can't end up going down now. He has got the gem. It is Weaver that goes down on the bottom lane, by the way, as, yeah, Black is not going to be able to get recalled, but it doesn't really matter. That was a solo kill for Funzy. He gets himself a Weaver out of that. I'm thinking something went wrong there for Jackal, because I would actually put Jackal in favor of that combination matchup.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure what happened. I was keeping my eyes on Black the whole time, because he got... I mean, he kind of got dragged out of nowhere. The Nature's Prophet went down, and I feel like maybe he even thought, okay, maybe the lasso got used, but Great movement from iCCup to get that Aegis down. So, yeah, good job. But Quantic, not on their last leg just yet. And yeah, solo pickoff on the Weaver does help out quite a bit. And he doesn't even have that much right now, the Weaver. I mean, he's almost got a Lincoln Sphere finished. And a lot of other items. I mean, he goes for this double Wraithband build again, but the damage item's not really there. We do have the Diffusal Blade now finished up on the Naga Siren though, so Mag's gonna be doing some work in these fights.
Yeah, and I mean, Jackal, you said like he doesn't have that much. In terms of the 3 cores for iCCup, he's the lowest one on the gold. So that indeed shows. The highest one on the gold on the entire map though is Silent, who is really getting rich here, and this could be trouble for iCCup. Maybe they don't have to deal with a very fat Alchemist just yet, but dealing with a Nature's Prophet that is that fat is still a pretty tough thing to do. The split push will be immense, and they don't really have that much to deal with the split push apart from Naga Siren's illusions. Or just sitting a hero on that very lane. Blinking Lasso, he gets Godlike, trouble, Godlike dead. Or they can just start killing people and make sure that Nature's Prophet is forced into his base. Good work. Good work as well.
Oh, Masterpiece Jackal. It's going to be okay in bottom lane. I think he might... No, they get the chain stun. Wow, beautifully played by Quantic.
Yep.
And that Shadow Blade's paying off for Black right now. Whoa. A little bit trigger happy there from We Just Sick.
Yeah, luckily it has a very short cooldown. Actually, 80 seconds still. It's still only level 9. Duration is, or cooldown is actually going to be the same for all levels, but yeah.
Resolution's got a haste on top lane.
Oh, what's he gonna do? Can he
No,
actually...
Sound's gonna be fine. He
TP
doesn't have
out.
enough mana to flame break. Yeah, he doesn't have enough mana to flame break, so there was no way. But yeah, Quantic thing's going okay. I mean, I guess you questioned whether or not the Shadow Blade was the right choice. Black needed a fighting item. It either needed to be a BKB, or it needed to be a Shadow Blade, or maybe even a Maelstrom. Just something that could help him be more effective in these fights. And I mean, the Shadow Blade obviously less effective because iCCup already have a gem, but the gem isn't always there, and that means that they can bring, their 3 invis heroes on top of somebody who's split pushing and be able to bring them down. And Black, if he wants a BKB, I mean, he's not too far away. He's got the Grivel's Greed now maxed out. And Silent is doing an amazing job of just making space for him. Because iCCup are now trying to push into tier 2s, they're both pushing against the Keeper of the Light and the Nature's Prophet, and Quantic really using that pairing to its full strength right now.
Yeah, I fully agree. And I said earlier that iCCup should be able to pick up the tier 2s, but tier 3s would be difficult. Even tier 2 seemingly quite a challenge for them at the moment. And if we look at the gold graph, it is showing like the way that we feel this game is going. iCCup, they were on the rise and they were doing really well, but all of a sudden they couldn't get any further and they kind of hit this brick wall. And they're now losing in terms of gold, and they are 5-manning is actually costing them quite a bit right now. Resolution, he's looking for a pickup, looking for a Blink Lasso. Can find Funzy. I'm not sure if that's a target that he wants to have, but he's gonna try it anyway. Kinetic Field Static Storm locks into Funzy. He's already gonna get dropped down before anything else happens, alas! No, he's dead. There we go. Go Black, saved by the song, but I don't think gonna be for long. Black will end up stunning himself. No, ends up stunning an Illusion. It's okay as well. Mag uses a Fusel to try and get away. The rest of the team is on the backside, getting attacked by Silent here. Silent looking for a pickup. Resolution being forced out of there. He can't lose his gem. He has got his blink up again and will be safe there once more as Jackal trying to juke it out of here as well. It is iCCup that probably wants to be backing off from there. There is no lasso, nothing left for iCCup to fight with. They used the song, they used the lasso, and it is Quantic that forced them out. They do lose 2 people purely by initiation coming off from iCCup, but they got a Shrek in return, and they defended their tier 2, even though it might only last for a little while. And they showed their fighting potential, I think, quite heavily. Look at all these invisibles.
Yeah, it's the swarm of invisible heroes making their way in. Unfortunately, not only did fucking Mad smoke on top of a ward, he also got spotted by the Batrider Illusions, which also have the gem effect. So yeah, he got spotted in 2 different ways, making his way mid, and that was kind of the reason I think why Jackal was playing too defensively and backing out there. And he does now have his Lincoln Sphere up, so a little bit more difficult to bring down with this chain lockdown from Quantic.
Yep. What do you think iCCup?
There was almost a Hex though up on Silent.
Oh yeah.
I feel like they're just not... They're getting a little bit afraid that they haven't gotten some kills in a while and that Quantic is slowly getting back in. I feel like they just need to take a deep breath, get the wards going on, go for a smoke, get the pick off, just do what they were doing before successfully, because right now they're trying to push it a little bit too hard, I think, and it ends up working out. Sal might be some trouble on bot.
Yeah, if there's a song they might be wanting to use. Actually, no, there's no song. Tower gets denied, but yeah, no song. Blinking Lasso still gets Godlike there, slightly in the wrong place at the wrong time, but he might actually be the one to bait out that Lasso. Godlike will still end up going down, but in comes Black, in comes Silent. Resolution troubled and stunned up. Has got no 4-step, no blink, just tries to fly into safety. Fucking mad, in some trouble, was gonna fly with Nova and Edict on, doing tons of damage, gets the kill on the next assassin with help of the Weaver. We just Zig in some trouble, and the Sprout lands the kinetic storm up, or static storm up on Silent. But that's still gonna be the Nature's Wrath that went through from earlier on. Silent will end up going down 3-for-1 so far in favor of iCCup, and this could be the fight that they needed. And let me just remind you, Quantic was the one to initiate this fight. They could have just let Godlike die and back off, but they actually went in and fought. And lost Silent. While actually Silent has buyback, they probably don't want to use it.
Yeah, this is probably going to be just a tier 2 given away for free. I don't know why Quantic went for the more aggressive move. The only reason that Silent really escaped was because the Batrider was actually one of the last people on the scene, and he's got he's got Gem and he's got Flying Vision, so I feel like if Batrider was the first TP towards the bottom lane, then Silent probably ends up. He's probably the one to die, and wow, Quantic, they're just going aggressive again.
I think they don't need to.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like they've got the ultra late game between the Alchemist and the Nature's Prophet, so I feel like there isn't any reason to be afraid and looking for pickoffs to make space. I mean, they are running out of map a little bit. You know, they don't really have great control over their own jungle. They don't have a lot of farming space left for Black, but he's still, you know, getting gold, he's still getting items, and I would really prefer to see him wait around until maybe he has an AC and level 16, because that's a huge pickup in terms of survivability, both between the bonus HP and and all of that armor that he'll be grabbing. But it's also great for his damage output, and the longer that he survives, the longer that the rest of his team has to do their damage. So it's almost doubly important.
yeah, and it is iCCup that looks for a pickup again. They look for Black, they can't find him anymore. It was fast enough away from there. We do have Roshan up again soon. When I say soon, he is actually standing right there. So the next fight will be for Roshan. I think both teams are very much aware what's going on, and it's a question of who wins the next fight for who takes the Aegis. And with the Aegis, maybe some more possibilities for iCCup to fight now, and maybe even Quantic can be as aggressive as they want to be with it. Or at least buy time for super late.
I'm really surprised that iCCup bail out, because Silent is split pushing on the top lane, and he will start to threaten something significant soon, especially if he sees more heroes on mid. That's the only thing he's waiting for right now.
Oh, Belingalasu, he catches Black on the high ground, on the low ground again. The kinetic field actually missed, and that's still there. Black is dead, and that might be offering iCCup the opportunity to go for this, as we instantly, with this kill, we do have Nature's Prophet thinking about war ways to push. We have got Keeper of Light still going down. Nature's Prophet, actually, no! He went back to defend. He TP'd in top, or pretended to, then TP'd in bottom, pretended to, and then realized, you know what, I am needed with my team. And he went back to defend his tier 3s. And with him out of the way, iCCup, they can go for Roshan for free. Enjoy your Aegis.
Yeah, I mean, beautiful pickup. They go back into the pit, now they can feel 100%, you know, they're feeling very, very safe. Silent is being very cautious with the pushing. Again, like you said, he considered going to bottom lane, he ended up deciding going mid. But now he goes back top, he might be able to pick up the tier 2. Nope, looks like, oh, he might even end up dying here, this could be really bad.
Yeah, of course he is visible. Hexes up Resolution. Resolution thinking about backing up. There's a Sprout. Doesn't matter. Force Staff is there. And it is going to be Silent in a lot of trouble. Can he TP himself out in time? No, the last two just there. It was on cooldown, of course, before, so that's why it wasn't used before, but nicely done by iCCup. Worth the last two. They pick up Silent, and this time no buyback because he has got himself the Hex. And that's going to be buying iCCup a bit of extra time to get their lanes into proportion. Oh, he had buyback just now, okay?
He did have buyback, yeah.
Well, only barely then.
But that's super dangerous because he just TP'd right next to some Naga Siren illusions. And so they kind of know where he is.
Yeah, it is nighttime, but
it's not going to amount to too much in the end.
yeah. The question is, how much
But
can iCCup get right now? Because, I mean, they get these pickoffs, they're great. They get the Roshan, great. But can they actually use it to try and take down a high ground something?
I feel like they can. The Aegis should at least get them probably one of the other outer towers, you know, on the map, unless Quantic played absolutely perfectly in terms of the split push and just really forced them back that way. Because as we've seen, they aren't really able to take the 5-on-5 fight just yet. And Black, the one big timing that I was looking for was that AC plus the level 16. That gets slowed down a little bit, but he's getting close. So I feel like Quantic just need to buy enough time for that. iCCup still aren't threatening anything vital, but I mean, now they are one mistake away from losing the racks, and one set of racks is, you know, getting very close to game.
Yeah.
Oh no, Silent!
Whoa, in some trouble. Lassoed up, and he just bought back. He just bought back.
That's it. 70 seconds, no nature's profit. This is 100% damage control mode.
This could be high ground. I mean, the lanes are actually okay-ish for Quantic in the mid lane, where iCCup's gonna go now. They also have got, by the way, the Desolator up on Jackal, so he's looking pretty happy with his farm. They will be up against Black with this Assault Cuirass if Black decides to be...
Oh, I'm fucking mad!
Gets glimpsed back. Spike Carapace might help out a little bit, but not enough.
He tries to, I mean, he tries to take the shortest route back to base, but there's 2 wards there, so he just walks right on top of both of them. iCCup are converging on mid, and they get another pick off, so... Quantic, this is going to be so difficult. They do have fortification, Go Black sitting a long way back, but there is Song, there is Lasso, and yeah, this is going to be very, very tough to defend. Only 20 seconds away from getting those heroes back up.
Yeah, and that might be enough to only lose a tier 3 and not more. And actually, iCCup, they're thinking about maybe backing off. Their next creep wave is very far away. And that's really painful right now, because the next time they're going to try high ground, if they are still going to try, those 2 heroes will be back up again, and Quantic will be either going to be able to fight 5-on-5, or they will be able to split push bottom lane, force iCCup back. But let's see if they can do that. If they get a good blink lasso, they might be able to do something, but...
Oh, Sound's going for the courier!
Ooh, the towers though, like... I mean, that's kind of obvious, TP in there. Resolution! He's gonna try. He blinks in lasso, gets Funzy down to the low ground with him. Mana Leak is still gonna be there, but it doesn't matter. Funzy is dead. In comes Black. Gets a stun up on Mag, but it doesn't matter. Inside the kinetic field, Static Storm, he goes down. That's 2 dead on the side of Quantic. Glimpse back inside of range for fucking Matt. The Fusel Blade and 1 hit, dominating a Naga Siren by Mag. And that's going to be a tier 3 and possibly Rax and possibly the 2-0 for iCCup. Should Quantic be getting too much behind here. They don't have the buybacks ready. They don't have any hero that has a buyback right now. And they don't have the pushing power on Silent to force iCCup back to their base. And iCCup, they smell blood, they smell kills, and I don't think they want to give this up at all. Blink Lasso, Goblak in trouble, Goblak dead, and the Illuminate still flies through, does a lot of damage, but it will still give iCCup the chance to pick up this nice Rax. Song will be there to mark the escape off, but they got 2 sets of racks from now, or sorry, 1 set and the melee racks. It is no GG just yet. Jackal's still gonna get hexed up. Lincoln Sphere gonna do something there to block the Sprout, but Aegis is still gonna get popped. Jackal in some trouble. Jackal dead. So they get something there. That's good, but they lose so much. They lose so much.
Yeah. Quantic. That was just. I don't know about some of the decision making there. The one thing with Silent going for the courier, he was actually really close, given the fact that he was guessing where the courier was, you know, based on seeing it briefly on the middle lane.
Oh, always want to fly. Almost had his boots stolen. He's gonna get hexed up by Silent. He was going for his soul booster, which he picked up. So he switched from mana boots to normal boots, and he had boots lying on the floor. It comes fucking mad. Almost got them, but not close enough. He actually has a gem, by the way. A fucking mad that is. So there's 2 on the map right now. We have a nice drawing, a very specified drawing. Always want to fly, you know, saying we should take this route, and then go towards the bottom lane. The bottom lane is, of course, where it's at.
Yeah. So just flush them out of the jungle and then look to go and close out the game. I mean, they're in a really good spot right now. Whoa. Black, what's going on?
Charging up, wants to go for Mag. In comes Silent as well. They might be able to catch him here. Mag though, he does have a sleep if he gets out in time again, and he does. And in comes iCCup. They want to fight with this Mag. Very low life. They don't care if they pick up Silent and Black right now. This could be it. This could be over. Lasso up on Silent. Where's the rest of his team? Where's Jackal? Hook shot in. Catches We Just Zick as well as Jackal. Glimpse back from to Funzy though as Resolution comes in with this BKB. Nice flame break. That's going to be a kill. Silence goes down. Black trying to run away. Gets forced out by Funzy, but Resolution has got himself the gem. So Black in his invisibility, not quite safe. In comes fucking Mad. Nice impale. Resolution. Blinding light. Can he fly away? Doesn't have a 4-star. Very low mana. Doesn't have anything. And the flare will indeed pick him off. Buyback from Silent. Black in trouble. Black goes down. Jackal still around here. Has used his time lapse already. In comes the Illuminate. Just tons of damage. And it is Quantic that pick up the kills. Look at their HPs. They got away though. They get the kill. In comes the Illusions. Maybe they can still do something as we still have Silent trying to chase down Mag, but he decides not to. Brilliant fight from Quantic. I really thought that iCCup was gonna take it right then and there, but iCCup, they take it back and they kill off quite some target heroes. And key heroes, rather.
Yeah, I mean, Quantic get the picks, but it comes at the cost of more buybacks. So, yeah. I mean, iCCup, they're getting items. Silent isn't really. I mean, he's had this hex for quite some time now, but the last, the significant portion of the last little bit of gold that he's farmed is just been going towards, just been going towards buying back and doing what he can. So his right-click damage isn't all that impressive. I mean, Black, we saw good survivability from him. He's now got that AC up, so able to fight quite a bit longer. They get some pickoffs to make a little bit of a dent in the gold and the experience, but I mean, iCCup, if they're full 5-on-5 ready for the fight, then I feel like it still goes their way. So Quantic just doing whatever they can to try and make some space and hold on. But I mean, iCCup, I think if they just 5-man it, then things should be okay. They just need to be careful about Silent split pushing right now.
Yeah, and get more pickoffs and then go high ground again or try to. I mean, they just lost a pretty big fight, or at least they at least got brought down to reality. Like, okay, you know what? We can still lose this game if we throw. Obviously, that's always the case. But if we're not careful, we can still lose this game. So they're gonna be a bit more careful. At the same time, Quantic got a bit of boost of confidence. Might actually hurt them in the end, but we'll find out that sooner or later. And Quantic also definitely knows, like, we're not out of this game. Of course, the big thing for Quantic right now is they cannot do what iCCup is about to do. iCCup has got all lanes pushed out, and they smoke up. They can leave their base for as long as they want to. Purely because they don't
have any. Is that a Nyx illusion with the gem?
Yes. They could have seen it if they had their cameras on there. And the ping came out.
I mean, surely you see the swarm of dots.
No, you don't on the minimap. You don't see smoked heroes on the minimap. So that's at least a bit of a comfort for iCCup, but they do, sorry, for Quantic, they do, or for iCCup rather, yeah, they do group up. They smoke up for themselves. We've got Silent pushing back top. The smoke gank in the end didn't amount to anything for iCCup. Let's see if Quantic can do something with theirs.
Yeah, Quantic. No, I mean, the lanes just aren't in the position to be able to do something with it. Unfortunately for them, it's a nice move, showing that they're going a mile and thinking, okay, what can we do? What can we do? What can we do to try and buy some space, catch iCCup off their guard? But it looks like iCCup are just going to play it safe. They're going to play it stable. They're going to go for the tier 2. Silent's got himself a Deso. He's going to try and push top as quickly as he can, but I don't know if he'll be able to force heroes back.
Now we have a Roshan that is up. I mean, Quantic was thinking about taking it, but is now forced back. We have a lot of illusions, of course, here from the Naga Siren, trying to do something to the tier 3, which is actually very annoying. But the Azure Spray, Blink and Lasso, they catch out Black! This could be disastrous. Black has got a buyback though, will end up going down, buys back. Funzy hook shot it in. It's gonna be the Static Storm that forces Godlike back for a little while. Mechanism gets popped, iCCup once, or backed off. BKB gets used on Resolution, so they won't be wanting to go in anytime soon. I think they got a buyback off Black, and I think that's what they should be happy with. Unless they're gonna get picked up here still. We still have fucking Matt trying to chase it down. He has that gem. He sees Jackal. Could try to go for an impale. Always want to fly, though. is going to be the target first. Resolution blinks down, always want to fly, gets 4-star forward, has got that mana leak up and will be stunned up, but Quantic is not going to chase. They know that they don't want to chase up high ground all that blindly, and they're going to go for Roshan instead though. And it looks like they can do this. iCCup is nowhere to be found.
Yeah, they've got a lot of minus armor. It cost them a buyback to get this, but I mean that's all. I mean it pays off. They pay 1 life on the Alchemist, he gets another by picking up the Aegis. So yeah, Quantic they're still in it.
Yes.
By I mean a hair. It's like it's not that much. A single fight going badly for them will beat it. There's no buybacks left. iCCup are not that slow when it comes to bringing down buildings. And once that's mega creeps, it should pretty much be it. But Quantic, where are they putting on a show right now? I have to say. I mean, like they just seem to be catching iCCup off guard with the aggression, because iCCup, their game plan right now is okay, play it safe, push in, get the pick-offs when we can, you know, just do whatever they can to close out this game. Quantic, they're backed into a corner, but that's almost, you know, this is do or die now. Either you execute this crazy defense and you win the game, or you lose and you're going home. Like those are the only 2 options for them, and Quantic doing everything in their power to try and get this to a game 3.
Yes. iCCup though, they've got Mag with the heart, they've got Manta style mirror illusions. We know what they can do, like just sending your illusions, back the illusion, or illusions die, wait until you have new illusions, send them in with a wave. Look at that tower, I mean slowly but steadily that tower will drop. No Manta style, oh there's the Manta style illusions as well. And I mean it won't get the tower down completely, but look at how far it's getting it without putting any hero in danger. They get the tower down to 200 HP, and almost even in the night range. They do get forced back to base as Silent is pushing in the top lane. Actually, it looks like they're not even going to try anymore. But Silent also cancelled his fake TP out. Here comes more illusions. Mirror images were off cooldown again. They're just going to set on the tower. Tower gets fortified. Black might be in range for a blink blast too. There he goes. But it's this time not Black that he catches. And he will end up going down. Nice by Carapace. Static Storm is still, or Kinetic Field is still going to be there. Here comes a song. Mag, he wants to TP out. Shouts to his team, get out now. Silent goes for Leshrac. Leshrac able to TP himself out. Everybody able to TP himself out after losing Resolution. They couldn't get anything done right now. We do have Resolution's gem on the floor, and we have a tower of 83 HP. That was already down to 83 HP before they actually decided to fight. So Quantic, they fight back, but they are still in a tough position. If you're gonna be iCCup and you're just gonna only send illusions, that actually might just be the killing blow to Quantic.
Yeah, I mean, iCCup, they don't have a gem anymore, and they can't buy a new one for 4 minutes. So that could actually end up being a pretty big deal. Resolution was the one holding it there, and yeah, he ends up jumping the Nyx Assassin and just gets chain stunned to death. I mean, iCCup, great damage control, because that could have gone really badly. Silent was 100% ready to TP into the backlines, Hex, Sprout, prevent the escape after that, you know, after that attempted pickoff went sour. But maybe iCCup, it's time to change the angle of attack. Maybe, you know, leave some heroes on bottom, keep the wave pushing in with those Nagasar illusions, and then smoke the rest around towards mid lane, because sending one hero in right now just isn't working out.
Yeah, they're gonna go for Jackal or Hookshot in as well. There is a song coming off from the side though, should allow Jackal to get back. Maybe they're even gonna go. Goblak comes in as well though, from the side, from the back. Here comes Always Wanna Fly and we just dig. But Black, he comes in from the side, the same side of the supports, and he's able to pick off one already. That's gonna be Goblak on the floor, Fonzie down as well. Black taking a ton of damage. He's gonna go down. Always Wanna Fly is pumping out enormous amounts of damage. Nova and Edict turned on, and that's gonna be a team wipe. Buyback from Silent. It is iCCup that just managed to take a fight, with Quantic being overconfident on being able to take down Jackal, and we see an arrow drawn by Always Wanna Fly. He just wants to go straight mid, goes for the tier 4s, while the rest of iCCup thinks, you know what, Always Wanna Fly, we just really want to take that other wreck, so they're pushing out bottom.
Yeah, okay, so it looks like Fly's being convinced to make his way bot. I'd actually like to see him make his way top to deal with that ranged Rax. I mean, I don't feel like Quantic are going to be able to mount another defense, but this bottom Rax isn't it. There's still a ranged barracks on the top lane.
Yeah. And they're actually going to go in there right now, or tier 4s first. I'm actually thinking, yeah, GG well played gets called. Never mind that. Quantic is out. This was StarLadder where Quantic did not lose, or did not win rather, a single game in the entire event. It is a sad ordeal. I'm also finding it sad for Soxka as well as for Black, even though I don't think it was that exactly. Do you think it was? Like, do you think it was Soxka not being there that caused Quantic not to be able to take a game?
Maybe they didn't look like they were. They didn't look like the Quantic that I know and love. So it was just a bit strange. And Go Black, I mean, I felt like he got outdrafted, and that's just not something that I feel is typical for him. So maybe just not having the familiarity with his lineup and things like that, and having to bring Black in has affected them quite a bit. But yeah, Quantic, they're gonna drop out without taking a single game here.
Yeah, we are going to be heading ourselves over to the analyst desk to just discuss what exactly went wrong or what went right for iCCup. iCCup is going to be back in the loser bracket finals tomorrow, and we are going to have, of course, later on tonight, the winners bracket finals of Virtus Pro taking on Alliance. But let's jump ourselves over to the analysts. Stick around, because you want to hear what went wrong, and you want to see more Dota as well afterwards. So just don't go anywhere. It's very simple.